Hey guys, it's Brie again from Easy Breezy Creations. How's everybody's day going? You're probably sick of me as many times as I keep doing the video. But as y'all know from the other lives, Mom is currently moving, so I'm taking care of the page. We had a little outfit change from this morning's live because I needed to take a shower. I stank, just honestly, because I was helping her move today. And we got done a little early. She's basically done with her house. Just a quick update. And she's very excited to show off her new crafting space when everything gets put together. So that's your little house update. But I'm just currently putting my gloves on. So for those that missed this morning's live, we are working on a Milky Way tumbler. So I always do the epoxy method with my tumbler. What is this? This fuzz. Alright, I always do the epoxy method with my tumbler, which means that I mix my epoxy, I put it on the cup, and then that's when I add everything. And so this morning, we already added the glitter. So the first coat, I'll go ahead and show you. And if you were on this morning, you heard me say that I was using a different kind of epoxy for the first time ever. So it's coming around. And I was a little nervous because I hadn't used it before. But let me tell you. Let me flip you first. But let me tell you, this epoxy cured so evenly. And like there are no little fisheye bubbles. It's already done. Like it's not sticky at all, which means that I could put the next coat on. So like that's amazing. You could finish a cup in a day if you start early enough. Here's the keychains from earlier that we did too. Remember I added my extra epoxy to the keychains. Those turned out good too. But this is the color it is when you don't put it on a black base. Just for future knowledge. But yeah, so we mica powdered in the epoxy, we laid it on, and then we added the glitter after that. So now we're going to work with alcohol inks. So you're learning all the tumbler information all in one cup. Pretty cool. So, like earlier, hopefully I won't knock down my glitter, because that would suck. We're going to mix equal parts of epoxy. I have my little silicone cups, and we're going to be trying really hard this time to not over pour. So we're gonna, I need like a light or something. We're gonna go for it. We got it. So again, you only need about 10 milliliters for your cup. Sorry, there was like a really strong scent and I thought it was the epoxy, and it's weird because this epoxy doesn't actually have a scent, which is super great for those people who have like sensitive noses. Again, this is Pro Marine. They're an affiliate, so you can use our link. We'll get a little kickback if you do, but you also get a little discount if you do, so that's nice. So I didn't over pour this time, so the people that watched me earlier, I've redeemed myself. And we're just going to mix. So we're mixing. And this is boring because you just mix for like 3 minutes. And if y'all want to talk now, this is the time to talk. I'm in loungewear because, again, I just got out of the shower. So, what is that smell? I have like my soap stuff over here too, so I really think it's the soap stuff because it's not a bad smell, it's just a really strong smell. So it kind of smells like almonds. So I think that's what it is. But as you can see, my cup's already going. We actually built that cup turner. All it is a piece of plywood cut up with some L brackets attached to a desk and a motor we bought off Amazon. So if you need to build a cup turner for cheap, it's super simple to do. I think you can get the motor we have on Amazon for like $8. So my husband's great. He actually made that for me. So again, so when you're mixing your epoxy, you're scraping the sides, you're making sure everything gets mixed together, and then you want it to be clear and you don't want it to jump off the cup. So it needs to be nice and smooth. All right. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to move you for this because this is just a really quick, simple thing to explain, is I'm going to take a little bit of this epoxy and I'm going to add a very thin layer on this cup. And let me tell you why. So when you're working with alcohol inks, not only do you need a layer of epoxy on your cup anyway, but especially when you're doing your Galaxy cup, because what we're going to do is drizzle the epoxy on to the cup. So I'm not moving you because I have other stuff I need to do before I start actually doing work on the cup, but I'm just putting a very thin layer. Like if you see, I'm actually scraping the excess off. There's like a piece of something right there. And I just want to make sure I get all of the grooves, every little nook and cranny. Did I get it that time? There's like a piece of plastic that, there it is. Ha! Sorry guys. Alright, so again, I'm scraping the excess off because I only need a little bit. I've added my decal, so the people who were on this morning, the decal is now on the bottom. I add it for my second layer, and I'm just working the first layer of epoxy in. And I'm going to let this kind of sit while I do my other stuff. So there we go. Cute little. And all this is, I printed my label. All I did was print it off and cut it with my Cricut. That's it. I didn't buy any like special label maker or anything. That's all I did. All right, cool. So I'm not going to deglove right now because what we're going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of epoxy into each of these, and I'll show you why in a second when I'm done pouring. So those are also just little silicone. I know you can't see me and I apologize, but I promise I'll be back in view in a second. All right, so I have a little bit left in here. I have a little bit in here, and I have a little bit in another one. So what I'm going to do, and I don't need that third one, is I'm going to add some alcohol ink, and I'm going to hopefully drop it into the epoxy, and then I'm going to mix it. I know that was a real close-up of my face. Y'all could see all of that acne. I'm so sorry. I didn't think about it when I did it. So I am so sorry. And I'm going to add a little bit of this blue alcohol ink into this one. And I add about 3 drops to each little thing because I like a nice rich color. And then I'm going to take this mica powder and we're going to add it just like we did earlier, where I'm going to take a little mix of thing, and I'm just going to kind of get a little bit, just a little bit off the top, and I'm gonna hit it in, and that's it. I just added a little bit of everything. So now here's the fun part, which is why I like to do the Milky Way tumbler. I'm gonna move you at this moment. Move all of my stuff first. Go ahead and break this. All right, so now we're moving, and we're there. And we're not there, because you can't actually see the whole cup. And we're there. See, I'm lounge pants. So I'm just gonna mix all of my stuff. So we're gonna mix this one. And it's just this nice, pretty white epoxy. Okay, and that one's done. I'm gonna set it to the side. And we're gonna mix this one, which is like this really pretty gold. And I use one kind of mica in every Milky Way that I do because I want that nice pretty shimmer in the gold. And that's usually the color I choose is the gold. So. And we're going to do the last one. Last little pretty one. And it's this pretty blue. And you're just scraping and you're mixing and it. Cool. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So now what we're doing, because we're going to sit, I'm going to flip my turner because you know how I feel about my turner spinning towards me. And I'm just going to, because these are really cool and have like a little lip, I'm just going to do a thin line, thin line, thin line. And I'm just kind of adding a little bit of like a swirl. So if you've seen my other Milky Way tumbler, it kind of spreads out and it adds like a really pretty just yeah. Y'all should know what I'm talking about. So then I add a few dots and we're done with that. Bam, the blue is done. I always do my white next because I have more white than I have any other color. And that way I can go back and hit the white after. So I'm gonna kind of add, and see it's like a cloudy white. So you're still gonna be able to see this glitter, right? It's not gonna cover your glitter completely. We're still gonna be able to see the glitter. And I'm just kind of pouring. And I'll show you what we're gonna do to give it a really cool effect here in a second. And we're just kind of pouring. All right, so you can see it start moving and blending and cool things are happening. And then I'm gonna take my last one and I'm gonna add thin lines again. And you can see that it's starting to run, right? Maybe not. But the colors are starting to run, it's starting to blend, it's starting to move. And you actually don't want that to happen. You want it to be like a really nice, pretty, like solid stripe. So what we're gonna do is anytime it looks, any place where it looks like it's moving, is I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna swoop down in like a diagonal. And I do that about all the way through my cups, through every part of it. I just swoop down because I don't want any part to be just a jagged line, and that's what we're trying to prevent, is we don't want jagged lines. So we're just moving it down. And again, I do this on my whole cup. Most people don't, but I do because I think that it looks better if you do, and it blends the cup a little better, and that's just how I am. So I'm gonna hit these really heavy blue spots. And the cup's gonna keep moving and it's gonna keep turning and it's gonna keep blending and it's gonna look awesome. And it looks kind of chaotic, and that's why this cup kind of bothers me a little bit, because it looks chaotic, but I promise in the end it will look great. So I'm gonna add a little bit more white. And I'm dropping, right? Because I am adding, it's very light white. And I'm gonna add a little more white to this epoxy that I have to make it a little darker, so that it's a little more vibrant in some spots compared to others. So that's what we're doing. I'm just gonna mix it real quick. It's really pretty white. And we're going to do the same thing, and see, it's a little brighter of a white. And you could do this as often as you want, as little as you want. I always like to have more white than I have any other color, because that's what's going to add that milky effect to the Milky Way. And so I always add more white than any other color. And so it's, again, I'm going to kind of blend. And then I'll hit it with a heat gun here in a second to get rid of all the bubbles and all of the stuff. And I'm probably going to add a little more white just because these are darker glitters that I used. And so you don't see the white as much, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Because I think this cup looks great. I'm pretty sure Kat is going to love this cup. And wait till you see the decals that I add. All right, that was way too much all at once. So we're going to just blend it down. Zooping it down. That was a lot of epoxy all at once. Sorry, guys. It kind of added a cool effect. So we're just kind of, oh, thank you. I got into this actually last year. I started watching this amazing crafter because of a decal she was doing. Her name is Ashley Chauvin. And she still is around. She's super great. I watch all of her videos all the time. But I joined a live or a video where she was making her cups. And I was like, oh, I can do that. I can do that right there. And I was so excited. And the first cup I ever did, I failed epically. Which is to not make you feel bad, but to give you a little bit of courage. God, that looks so good. Sorry, I get really into this. And so she made a cup and she failed epically on this video, but she was talking about her son, and like why she was doing this. So if you don't know who she is, you should definitely check her out. Her name's Ashley Chauvin, Show Me Chauvin. And she just made me think that anybody could do anything. And so I was like, why can't I make a cup? Because I definitely can. So that's what we're doing. And then just throughout the year, I've been able to practice a little more. And yeah, now I'm a lot more confident in branching out. I used to just do glitter, and now I'm doing alcohol inks and different epoxies and molds and all sorts of fun. But thank you for asking, and thank you for telling me I was good at it, because I really don't think I am. So I'm going to hit it with the heat gun real quick. I don't want it to move that much, so I'm going to be quick passes, and then we're going to flip the cup, the rotation, so that it doesn't move anymore. All right? That's what we're about to do. So we're getting rid of all of the little air bubbles. All right. Bam. And now we're going to flip the rotation to stop the movement of the epoxy, because if you keep going, it's going to keep moving, right? The epoxy is going to start sliding and moving, and it's going to blend, and it's still going to look good, but I don't want it to move that much because I love how this looks, and I know I'm teasing you, so I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to show you what we're looking at. All right, so here is the finished cup. Look how pretty. Like, I could not be more happy with this cup. And I'm so excited to add decals to this. And it's going to a really good friend. And I hope she watches this later. And she's like, yo, Brie, that looks amazing. Because I think it looks great. So, that's all I have for you. I actually used all of my epoxy this time. Because I didn't make as much. And because I had to add that initial thin coat. And so I used 20 milliliters of epoxy. Which you saw a little bit of it drop off. And there's a little bit still in my cups. But that's going to happen. Thanks, Holly. I hope you're doing okay. I hope graduation was fun for you, even though everything's shut down. Like, I am super proud of you. Also, if y'all don't know who Holly is, you should go check her page out, because she made these beautiful ceramic jewelry pieces. And I'm just trying to get you to go and look at everybody's everything. But thanks. I really try to make sure I over-explain. And I think my husband thinks I'm annoying sometimes, but I try. So that's all I have for today. So if y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to go get off and go eat and rest, because I'm tired from moving, and I'm sure I have to move more stuff tomorrow. But if you think of something, or you watch this later and you think of something, go ahead and message us. We're always available. We'll always answer you no matter what the question is. And yeah, y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.